Artificial intelligence is poised to completely change the game for how our medicines are made. We're talking about a level of precision and quality that, honestly, was pure science fiction just a decade ago. But this incredible innovation is running smack into one of the most rigid, most careful systems on the planet, pharmaceutical regulation. Okay, so let's dive into this fascinating collision between the future and the present. So first things first, what does all this tech actually mean for us, for patients? Well, the core promise of AI in drug manufacturing isn't just about making things faster or cheaper for companies. It's really about making our medicines fundamentally safer and a whole lot more effective. And look, this isn't just some tech industry hype. This is coming from the top. When the head of the US Food and Drug Administration says AI is a critical tool, you know it's a big deal. The goal here is better health outcomes and fewer risks. And that's the key takeaway. The very people in charge of regulation are also the ones championing the potential here. So what does this actually look like on the factory floor? Well, we're already seeing some absolutely game-changing stuff. Imagine an AI system watching the sterile filling of vials in real time, spotting tiny contamination risks that a human eye could easily miss, or using AI for visual inspection of injectable drugs with, and this is no exaggeration, superhuman precision. And when you get to the really cutting-edge stuff, like personalized cell and gene therapies, AI is what makes it even possible to produce these treatments reliably at scale. Okay, so that all sounds amazing, right? Well, here's where the story hits a snag. A really, really big one. All of this incredible, flexible, adaptive technology is slamming right into a regulatory framework that was designed for a world that's anything but. It was built for static, predictable, never-changing processes. And that framework is called Good Manufacturing Practices, or GMP for short. You can think of GMP as the absolute bedrock of drug safety. It's a whole system of rules designed to make sure that every single pill, every single vial is made and controlled in the exact same way every single time. The whole point is to stamp out any variation and enforce rock-solid consistency. And this right here, this lays out the central conflict perfectly. On the one hand, you've got AI. Its very nature is to adapt, to learn from new data, to evolve. It loves change. But on the other hand, you have GMP, whose entire mandate is the exact opposite. It demands things be static, pre-validated, and totally resistant to change. You can see the problem, right? They are at their core complete opposites. It's like trying to mix oil and water. So because of this massive conflict, we have to get a little more specific. We've got to talk about two very different kinds of AI, because this distinction is at the absolute heart of the entire regulatory debate. On one side, you have what we call static AI. Think of it like a photograph. You train it once on a specific set of data, and then click, it's frozen. Its performance is predictable, it's consistent, and that makes it way easier to fit into that traditional GMP box. But then you have dynamic AI, the real game changer. This model is more like a living thing. It's always learning, always adapting based on new data. And for a regulator, a word like adapting sounds an awful lot like unpredictable, and that is a huge problem for validation.
And trust me, this is not just some academic debate. This quote from a new draft of European regulations, it's a huge deal. Regulators are literally putting it in writing, saying, whoa, hold on. These powerful, continuously learning AI models, let's not use those for the really critical stuff. It just shows how incredibly cautious they are about letting a constantly evolving algorithm control the quality of our medicine.
So what's the solution here? I mean, we can't just throw away all this incredible innovation, right? Of course not. Instead, a whole new playbook is starting to take shape for how to bring AI into this world responsibly, and crucially, get regulators comfortable with it. And it really comes down to these 5 pillars. First up, data integrity. It's that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. The AI is only as good as the data you feed it. Second, explainability. You can't have a mysterious black box making decisions. You've got to be able to explain how the AI reached its conclusion. Third, validation, which means coming up with new ways of thinking, like continuous monitoring. Fourth, risk management, so spotting new problems like algorithmic bias before they happen. And finally, training. The people overseeing these powerful systems need to be just as sharp as the AI itself.
And make no mistake, this isn't just a quiet discussion happening in the background. This is a global race. And the rulebook for AI in medicine is literally being written as we speak. Yeah, just take a look at this timeline. Regulators are definitely not sitting on their hands. You've got the FDA in the US putting out discussion papers, the European Union passing its huge AI Act, and you can see there are hard deadlines coming up fast. This is a story that's unfolding in real time, a true race between technology and regulation. And all of this brings us back to the big central question, the real tension here. We're at this incredible crossroads between game-changing innovation and the non-negotiable need for patient safety. So the question is, can our regulatory systems, which were built for stability, learn to adapt as fast as the very technology they're supposed to govern? The answer to that is going to determine the future of how our most important medicines are made.